We share ways the Hispanic Association of Atlantic County is celebrating Hispanic cultural heritage during Hispanic Heritage Month and year-round. It's all here on the next Latino Motion. Join us.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on Facebook and YouTube. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics. Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare. For more information, call 1-888-569-1000 or visit atlanticare.org. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas.
Welcome to Latino Motion, a weekly interview show highlighting issues impacting New Jersey's Latino community while advancing understanding of Latino cultural heritage and contributions to our society. And here is your host, Bert Lopez.
Buenos dias and welcome to Latino Motion. September 15 through October 15 is Hispanic Heritage Month, which is very fitting since our guests are part of planning community events during this time of celebration. And welcome, Natalie, and welcome, Paul. Natalie, you're Natalie Osaria.
Yes.
I said it correctly this time, right? And you are the Assistant Manager of Membership Services at Unite Here Health. And Paul, you're a Senior Software Engineer with GDIT.
That is correct.
So in addition to those roles, you both are also part of the Hispanic Association of Atlantic County. Just want to chat a little bit with you. Before we started recording, we were just so excited about Bad Bunny and Mark Anthony finale of Bad Bunny's residency in Puerto Rico. And we could tell how excited all of us were about that particular event. Why is, and I'll start with you, Paul, why is celebration of Hispanic heritage so important to you?
To me in itself is bringing back and showing people who you are. It lets me kind of not only introduce myself just based on my accomplishments, but also just inside my history and everything that has come along. And it ties everything as a whole. My family, my people, my friends is just so, not only is it nice for me, but it's nice to share with everybody what Latino Heritage Month is and who we are and the progress and what we have brought to this nation as well.
And Nat, I know you have a beautiful family, and how important is it for your family in terms of celebrating Hispanic heritage?
Well, it's very important to my family because we feel that we want to make sure that we are showing off our culture, that we are representing our culture the best way possible, especially here in the United States and in the times that we're in, because we are what America is. It's not just that we're one thing, we're just a multitude, a melting pot of just beautiful people that have so many things to give.
So we all, from different parts of Latin America, continue to celebrate Hispanic heritage. Tell me why you think it's important in terms of shaping community and shaping families. I'll start with you, Paul.
It is very important because since we are part of this community, we are part of, in a way, like she stated very well, a melting pot, and that melting pot creates the community that we have. And we get to share not only within our culture, but with all our friends. And many of those friends that are not of the same culture share with us. And I feel that that brings such joy and it makes life so much better when you're able to share with everybody and let them know this is what we're bringing, please join us. And then with open arms, they also welcome us. And that is kind of what this nation, the United States, is. Like that idea of everybody just forming our now. And that is why I'm so proud of being able to with HAC, with all our members to be able to share that with the community.
Tell me a little bit about your journey. I'll start with you in terms of your journey, in terms of how you came to the United States, and what were your first impressions?
I actually came when I was 6 years old.
Oh, you, okay.
And I mean, to me, coming to the United States was basically just to find more opportunities. My mother made the decision for us to come here, and it just opened up a whole different world for us. There weren't opportunities for her to be able to proceed in the Dominican Republic at that time. So when we got here, schooling, universities, different type of jobs, different type of people that we can interact with and better our future.
So it's interesting, 6 years old, right? And you started going to school here. How do you maintain your connection to the community? And I'm sure your mother had a big part of that.
Well, yes, in my house, we spoke Spanish. We made sure that we were doing our cultural dishes, and then we were celebrating days that were special to us, like the Three Kings Days. That's something that we cherish. But we also incorporated American holidays and did it in our own way, made them traditions that are also part of our culture, with making sure that we have pernil for Thanksgiving. So it's just trying to take what we have and make it into something that is our own, but also shared with others.
That's beautiful, and that's important. Paul, what age did you come to the United States?
11 years old.
Okay.
So it was also a culture shock. It was a difference, language, people, going from a place where, and I'm pretty sure Latinos in general will know that, you know your neighbor. And going into the Bronx at the time, and then Elizabeth, and then out to Atlantic City, knowing your neighbor is a little more of a luxury, but then that's how community is built down the line. But it was a little bit different in that aspect, and being able to see people that were similar to you, seeing faces that welcome you both from another culture, but then within your culture, it made you a little more, it was easier to adapt. And that's, the years went by, you're part of the culture, you're giving so much into the community, the culture, as she mentioned, brought back pernil into Thanksgiving. We bring some other kind of dishes into it. So it's beautiful. And then when your friends come in and then they learn, first they learn with the Hispanic community.
Right.
It's so many of us that, I tasted this. Oh, did you taste this, that, and the third? It just brings so much joy in it brings that community.
Now, 11 years old,
Yes.
going into school, you probably already mastered Spanish.
Yes.
Making that transition, not only to learn English, but also to continue your education. I'm sure that a senior software engineer that you hold, you had to have additional schooling. Tell me more about that journey.
It was an interesting journey. The first part was trying to learn the language. Once you learn the language, you continue. I was focusing into being part of the community, but then at the same time, you miss the other parts that you left behind within the country. So at every point, every step, as we went through high school and then went through the university, Stockton University, and then through Monmouth University for my master's program, it was always that I'm focused right now in my education, but then I need to find my Latino culture. I need to find LOU for Stockton or HAG now that I'm older. So it's always been that journey where progression comes in, but you always look back into home base and the culture that brings you there.
And Nat, I know you have some young boys, and certainly you had to also, they were born here,
Yeah.
transition. How have you managed to keep them focused and grounded on their culture?
It's been difficult. I try to always give them stories and show them things in regards to not only of my Dominican culture, but there's cultures that are Hispanic, that are Latinos. We try to read books, we try to see documentaries together. We love going to events, the AC Latino Festival. Those are the type of things that we do enjoy going together because we want to be around our community and we want to be able to embrace everything that it has to offer.
Yeah, and I know that your boys volunteered at the Latino Festival, and they volunteer for a lot of things, so they are engaged, certainly, in the community. Maybe not to the extent you like to see, but I think they're certainly ingrained in our community, which is very important, obviously. We want to continue this discussion. We want to talk a little bit more about the Hispanic Association, some of the great events that we have had in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month. We'll be right back with more Latino Motion. Welcome back to Latino Motion. We continue our discussion around the celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month with Paul Avila and Natalie Osorio. Welcome back again. And I know that in addition to your role as a senior software engineer, and obviously you as the assistant manager for membership services, you also have another role, and that is board members of the Hispanic Association of Atlantic County. So let's talk a little bit about that and how is the Hispanic Association helping to celebrate Hispanic heritage? And I'll start with you, Natalie.
The Hispanic Association is helping to celebrate this Heritage Month all throughout the year, basically. I mean, since I started, we've done quite a few events where we're engaging the community and we're trying to make sure that that cultural heritage is alive and present and expanding to the community. So I feel that those events help to engage not only the Hispanic community, but also to show others how we are and what we're doing to contribute to our community.
Okay, very good. And Paul, I know that we just had the big celebration right in September in terms of the kickoff for Hispanic Heritage Month with the big Latino Festival. Mm-hmm. Tell me more about that.
Well, I think it was such a great success. It was a beautiful thing to see so many people come enjoy the day. It was a beautiful day. We did get rain at the end. We did manage with that one. You guys did a great job switching around the bands, and everybody had a great time. And just being part of it, not only did I enjoy being part of it, but it was so good to be able to share with everybody that time. It was hard work. We put a lot of work in there, but the fruits, the ending product was great. And I just feel that those are the things that will take the stereotypes that, you know, you can't have disconnectivities. It might end up bad or this, that, and the third. When you show that such an event can happen and that people have a good time and everybody shares, it's just amazing. So I really like that.
Nat, I think that one of the most important things to me was the diversity you see throughout Latin America. What was your impression of that diversity?
Well, when we were at the festival and we had so many different cultures, I mean, we had people from everywhere, Peru, Mexico, and Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. We just had such an array of people all there and is having a good time with each other. The music was able to connect everyone and just made it like a family affair.
So my favorite part of it was when you have our mariachi band playing and Mi Viejo San Juan, dedicated it to Puerto Rico. It really shows the unity, right, that existed within various Latino cultures together at that event. Now, in addition to that, and obviously this is an annual event, just going back to earlier in the summer, we were able to celebrate Hispanic achievement, and that was through the Nuestro Pueblo Awards, and I know now you had a big part of helping to organize that. Tell me about that event.
Well, that was another wonderful event that highlighted the community and all the good that is available through the Hispanic community. There was just so many people, talented people, professional people that were able to come in, spend such a good time with each other, but also celebrate everything that they did. I mean, the scholars that were there, the students that we were able to help out, they just show this upbringing that they're striving for more. And to be able to be part of that and to help them on their journey, it's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, Paul, we were able to recognize quite a number of individuals there for their great accomplishments, whether it be in healthcare or education. Tell me about your impression of those that were honored.
Everybody that I met was great. I think that they were fitting, and then it was great to see them honored, because some of them, when they were told about the nomination and then to be able to get it, their expression was happy. They already are professionals. They already are somebody big in the community, but now being recognized not only shows everybody that their efforts have made an impact in the community, but it also allowed a network of people knowing each other. Some of them already knew because of business,
Right.
but this kind of brought people from different backgrounds, police officers, business owners, people from IT, people from medical fields, and showed them that at one point we may not have a representation, but today we're honoring you guys because you are representing us and letting us know and letting our kids know that you can make a difference. And this community has many different shades, and I think it was beautiful.
And tell me a little bit about how that's helping to take away some of those stereotypes that people think about Latinos.
To me, the impression basically, that fact that we're able to put such a large event together and have all these type of different people and at such different levels, it was just something that people can look and take away like, okay, wow, they are from doctors to cops and nonprofit organizers, people in the community that are striving every day to do something not only for themselves and their families, but also for the overall community, setting an example to follow.
I know you both were also involved in terms of some of the things that the Hispanic Association does for the youth. Paul, you mentioned about the scholarship, which is also presented there at the Nuestro Pueblo Awards. What other things is the Hispanic Association engaged in to help the youth?
Well, mentioning the youth, the HAC Youth Summit that is being planned for next year as well. It was held here at Stockton.
Right here at Stockton.
Yeah, and it was such a great success. You brought children from different schools, and they brought back a time frame from when I was at Stockton, when we had Latino Visitation Day. And it is one of those events that allow the youth to see that in the future, not only can you network with people that have a professional level or have an ideas to make a change in the community, but at this moment, you also see mentors. And that one was also a great network opportunity for a lot of the kids that came to the HAC Youth Summit, because they met people in the panel, people that they didn't know were in particular fields that they wanted to be in. And they were able to say, okay, now I have a mentor, somebody is gonna guide me. They did this down the road, and now I can follow those steps.
And I know that we're approaching the holiday seasons, and one of the big things is that, you mentioned it, Nat, earlier about the Dia de los Reyes, Three Kings Day. That's also another way that the Hispanic Association is recognizing the youth.
So we do have that coming up in January, and it's just a great opportunity to be able to be there for the children from a young age, even to teens. It's just something that not only is a cultural significance for them to be able to experience that and understand it and know the story, but also to congregate with their family, other community members, and just to see how we all can come together and have this experience.
Yeah, and it's also maintaining that cultural event, El Dia de los Reyes, alive here. And you mentioned how hard it was for you with your children. And obviously, once you're raised here, born here, it's hard to maintain that connection. But certainly, those are events that help us maintain that connection. We want to continue this discussion. We have a lot more to cover. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Latino Motion. Welcome back to Latino Motion. We continue our discussion around Hispanic Heritage Month, and we're once again with Paul Avila and Natalie Osorio. It's such a hard name to say, but I think I got it right, Osorio? Again, we were talking about all of the involvement that you have been engaged in as part of the Hispanic Association of Atlantic County. I just want to go back a little bit. We were talking about the Youth Summit. We were talking about Three Kings, all focused around the youth. And there's also the scholarship program as well. Why do you think it's so important for the Hispanic Association and people like you to give back to the youth and engage the youth? And I'll start with you, Paul.
I think that if you don't help back, you're not doing your community a favor, for yourself and for the ones that come behind. You should be able to help them out, guide them, set it a little easier so that they can down the line help somebody else. You give back, and it is very important. And I love that hack does that. I love the youth summit. I love the scholarship part because it's something that is so needed for those kids out there. It's very hard and expensive to be in the university right now. Right. So a little help, a little something, a little push is always, we may see it as a little time that we give it, but the person that's receiving it, the person that sees it, is a big help to them. And not only monetary, but also just to be seen is a big thing. And I think that's one of the big primary points that this helps in.
And Nat, how do you think that contributes to those youth that are coming up?
Well, I think they feel seen. It's important for them to be honored for something that they're doing. I mean, these children are getting straight A's. They're working so hard just to get what they're going to be getting. And they do these essays that every time I read an essay, I wanted to give a scholarship to each and every one of them because they were just so well written. And then,
Right.
their background and their story was just something to aspire to. And being able to help them on their way in any little way possible, as Paul said, is very important because you want to push the next generation to do better than what we did and go beyond if possible.
So I know that for all of us, you both have full-time jobs and et cetera, and engage in the community service that you are with the Hispanic Association. Tell me a little bit why you think that's so important for you personally, and just tell me a little bit about how you've been engaged in the Latino community in the past. And I'll start it again with you, Paul.
It's very important, again, to bring back everything because not only does it show everybody the culture that we have, it makes us bring that into the pot, the melting pot, and it kind of like helps everybody else get a little more knowledge of who you are, to understand you as we understand them. Throughout the years, that has been like a pulling point. Like mentioned before, like throughout my education, it was always focus on this, do this, that, or third, but then there were always organizations on the way, both in the high school when there was those Latino organizations that were there, at the university level, not only LOU here in Stockton, but also I was able to pledge Lambda Theta Phi, met a lot of great brothers there, made good connections with them, did a lot of community service, and again, it brought back to the point where then as the years went by, one becomes an alumni, continues, helps in this particular part, but then it also drew me to help more, not only the Latino community as a whole, but the Peruvian community with La Hermandad Señor de los Milagros. That brought into the AC community, and then as the years go by, then there's HAC that helps the whole community. It always goes back to trying to give back so that we can help the community continue to be better.
So let's bring this back a little bit on the personal level, and Nat, I know that you have also been involved with LU, which is Latinos Unidos at Stockton. Tell me about your early engagement and why, what do you take back personally from being involved?
Well, for me, it just comes naturally to want to be involved in things. Ever since I was a child, I like to be able to help others, contribute, to be part of my community in whatever way I can. And I just found that that was one of the best ways that I could serve. My mom always said that it is important to help others, even if it's just a small thing, that will, along the way, help them because you never know how that little thing meant to someone else. So being able to volunteer throughout different organizations, it just helped me to grow as a person and to help others throughout the community.
Given that both of you came here at an early age, it's very easy to assimilate yourself and retreat yourself somewhat from your roots, from your Latino culture. And certainly your engagement has also focused around maintaining that heritage and promoting that heritage. And the promotion, I think you stated pretty well in terms of sort of letting your light shine in terms of who you are. Nat, and I go back to you because I know you have two young boys. How important is it for for your children to see your engagement within the Latino community?
Oh, it's very important. It's very important for all my children and my family to be able to see, like, okay, she is following a path that makes sense, that it is something that is good, not only for us, but for others, because that's where we're here for. We are here to serve our community. I always go back to John F. Kennedy. I used to watch a lot of old documentaries, and we're here to serve our country. We're here to serve in the best way that we can. It's not going to be the other way around. They're not going to give us everything, but we have to show them what we're about and how we can do our best.
So it's easier said than done for many
Yes.
people. You have a regular job, maybe 2 jobs, getting involved with the community. But Paul, tell us a little bit how someone could get involved with an organization like the Hispanic Association of Atlantic County.
I think that, and based on experience, you have to give in a little bit. Give in a little bit of your time. We're very busy, because then that helps, kind of like a compound interest type. You give in a little bit, and then somebody sees you being in the events, putting time, and then you invite somebody else to come over. And that's an example of how, what we were discussing before, for the 3 Kings Days, inviting people over, invited a friend over. They see us there. Next year, another friend tells you, oh, I saw that you're involved here. What is this about? Give an explanation of what you're giving back, how you're enjoying it, because it's work, but it's also such a great thing to do, to people.
So particularly with the Hispanic Association, how can someone get involved and get more information?
You can go to our website. It's hacknj.org, HAACNJ.org. And you can find us on Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn. The easiest one, just go to the website and find us there. Send an email, send us a message, and we'll be happy to reach out.
And there's also regular meetings for the Hispanic Association. You want to talk about that as well?
So yes, we do have general meetings where we invite everyone to please come and hear about the events that are coming up, to provide information, also suggestions. We love working with our community and other organizations. We want to make sure that everyone becomes engaged. So if you're able to come to a general meeting, that would be wonderful.
So I know, Paul, you're going to put that schedule up on the website.
Yes, sir.
Because I know the schedule has been just completed up to through the end of the year. I really appreciate the time you've taken to join us here on Latino Motion. Very helpful information, and certainly hoping that more people get engaged within our community. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for your invite.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us at home once again here on Latino Motion.
Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare. For more information, call 1-888-569-1000 or visit atlanticare.org. Energy for a Changing World. And South Jersey Gas. Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on Facebook and YouTube. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.